we awake? God, waking up this early is never fun. My body is not doing so hot as it is. And overwhelming, my body's still trying to the temperatures. It's like I'm in the fine cold. I ain't feeling super amazing. I also have the YouTube gym running because it runs at the same time. Oh. If we ever need to stare. Actually, let's try full screen. Screen. Yeah, but full screen looks small. It doesn't look like it captures stuff. Cuts off a tiny. But should be. Did I kill it? Wait, hold up. Okay, there we go. If the quality looks a bit blurry, it's because I'm watching on 480. Situation where I can't watch things in super high quality because it eats up too much data. I'm gonna kind of high with it. It's not looking cool. Get the gist across. Wait, this is going on. Star gift. Okay, let me have this open on the side so I can type in the codes. That's when we get in. I definitely do not expect this stream to go over now, but I am interested to see what this update will weigh. So obviously I want to see how Dan Hung and all of them play out matches, and also see if there's any new story stuff. If not, then you know how the events go to help us tide over. At least worst case scenario of Genshin. Genshin's spontaneous enough to tie this over until next stop of start of the story fair. I hope the volume doesn't get unbound because I haven't changed your stuff like. Oh, annoying. Oh, over here. Oh, this is an interesting change of pace. Are we starting with the trailer already?
It's fortunate I could make it. My divination results predicted you making a fool of yourself. The show is about to start. Make sure you remember these words. You wouldn't want to tarnish the Xianzhou's reputation now, would you?
No, Master Diviner.
After me. Fulgurant Leap.
Fulgurant Leap.
Epical Spectrum.
Apical Spectrum.
Aurum Alley's Hustle and Bustle.
Aurum Alley's Hustle and Bustle.
The Swarm Disaster.
The
Alright,
Swarm
Fu Xuan's
Disaster.
not educated
Audience.
that well.
Not bad. Make sure you recite them a few more times.
Master Diviner?
What is it now?
How do you say this one?
High Cloud Quintet.
Oh, Mr. Nana.
We honor those who have passed on.
Looks like we have more story.
We place items of the dead onto star skiffs and send them out to sail between the stars, to shine brightly among them.
I'd be surprised this is a story, considering everyone's
Before you
involved.
leave, please
What's-
make time to recuperate.
Oh, is this
I must attend to
this
some
is like a new
cloud
area.
matters. Farewell.
Unless this now can be commissioned.
All things in this world have their laws.
Oh, she has a ranged attack. Oh,
You know that I'm a descendant of the Lord Fu Xuan.
oh, there's another.
You witnessed
Oh, I
my
hate collecting. Oh, what is this?
secret strength, as March would call it.
Oh, okay. Never mind. It's
As you can see, we added
it's
a
a
few
bad
things to the
situation.
simulated universe.
They're trying to advertise.
Stephen Lloyd thinks this is a big achievement.
Oh god, we have more
We
curious
call
to
it
deal with.
Simulated universe. The swarm disaster.
Oh, hey Luca, what's up? Oh, hey, here's Lynx. What's up? There we go. Finally get to see her. Oh, man, always good. Hey, they looking fabulous. Oh, that's a interesting design. Is that the propagation? If they're talking about the storm design. And PV get a GFT. But hey, got to see both Blazers, but I am interested to see. Yeah, damn, they're really trying to make every single Aeon god by having some humanoid property. I don't know, someone's got to be into that. I can already see the subreddits. Dun, 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 dun.
And whether or not your world has a day-night cycle. Good morning, good afternoon, and you know the rest. Welcome to the version 1.3 Celestial Eyes Above Mortal Ruins special program. As always, your good buddy Albert's here to bring you all the latest intel on the upcoming version. Today, our three special guests are...
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Wiedenheft and I voice Fu Xuan.
What's up, guys? I'm Angelika Napanani, and I voice Su Shang.
Hey Trailblazers, I'm Nicholas Leung, and I voice Dan Heng.
Welcome, welcome, and welcome again. I gotta say, that trailer was loaded with details on the new version. Sarah, anything stand out for you?
Well, I'm always excited for story updates, but that last segment caught my eye too. The swarm disaster? Was that it? It looked pretty intense.
I know. Did Herta upgrade the simulated universe again? You know, my Trailblazer senses are tingling.
The simulated universe will be getting some significant updates in version 1.3, but that's later in the program. First, let's take a look at the new characters joining the war.
Oh, okay.
First
Yeah,
on
they
the
started the
list,
characters. Yep.
and
The
finally
big,
revealing his true power. We have Dan Heng, Inbibitor Lunae.
Okay, well, we gotta preview this during the story update. That's the level 2 charged. If I remember correctly, that's the level 3. Now, what's the ultimate? That's the thing.
Whoa, okay. So March wasn't bluffing. Dan Heng does have secret strength. But why would he suddenly reveal it after hiding it for so long?
Let's not forget, he did get impaled. Yeah, I think if he'd kept it under wraps any longer, he might have had trouble, staying alive. You know, desperate times, desperate measures.
Okay, it makes sense, but why the secrecy up till then?
Well, to answer that question, we gotta talk about Dan Heng's previous incarnation, Dan Feng, a member of the High Cloud Quintet.
That's
Oh.
right. I'm sure Trailblazers will have noticed that certain characters in the story have been referring to Dan Heng as Inbibitor Lunae. But Inbibitor Lunae is actually a title handed down as part of the law Fu Vidyadhara High Elder succession. The person they're referring to here isn't Dan Heng, but Dan Feng. Dan Feng was once the law Fu Vidyadhara High Elder. He achieved great deeds for the Xianzhou in wartime, but ultimately committed an unforgivable sin.
Wait, but if Don Hung's still alive, then Don Feng's sin can't have been that unforgivable, right?
I think someone pulled a few strings. There's only one guy in the law of food who'd risk the Xianzhou's reputation like that. Jing Yuan.
Is that what a little bird told you, Albert? I never knew owls were so gossipy.
Oh, no. Jing Yuan's not to blame this time. The head of the Xianzhou Vidyadhara, the High Elder, possesses the power to transform into a dragon. The method of entrusting this power to the next head is a closely guarded secret, and the responsibility of each High Elder. We don't know the full story, but Dan Feng misused this method and sparked a terrible calamity. As a result, the Vidyadhara grew to hate Dan Feng, but executing him would have brought an end to the High Elder succession. They decided to use an exuviation charm, forcing him to reincarnate. Which is why Dan Heng is alive and well today.
The world of the Vidyadhara is complicated.
But why would Don Feng cause so much trouble? I suspect there are a few more secrets waiting for us down the line.
Ah, the allure of the unknown. But fear not, trailblazers. A banquet of delicious secrets awaits you. Now, let's take a look at how Secret Strength Dan Heng handles himself on the battlefield.
As an imaginary type character following the path of destruction, Dan Heng Inbibitor Lunae's specialty is consuming multiple skill points to trigger an array of powerful abilities. Tapping the skill button enhances the effects of Inbibitor Lunae's basic attack, Beneficent Lotus, up to 3 times in succession. Depending on the number of enhancements, Beneficent Lotus becomes Transcendence, Divine Spear, and Fulgurant Leap, respectively. Hits per action and damage
Fulgurant Leap is
dealt
the name of the,
increase with each enhancement. Additionally,
a special
single target damage is replaced with
attack
multiple
during,
target
defense
damage
of the
in both
fight.
Divine Spear and Fulgurant Leap.
In Inbibitor Lunae's talent, Righteous Heart amplifies the damage he deals as the number of hits per action in the current turn increases.
Sounds like skill point management is going to be pretty important for Inbibitor Lunae's allies.
Well, hold that thought. When using his ultimate, Inbibitor Lunae deals imaginary damage to a single target and adjacent enemies, while also receiving a set amount of Squama Sacrosancta. Squama Sacrosancta can be used to offset Inbibitor Lunae's skill point consumption.
Man, Secret Strength Dan Heng is kind of a one-man band.
But that's not all.
I don't know what his
Lunae's
icons are, but I
technique,
feel like
Heaven-Quelling Prismadragon,
it's
allows him to enter a
completely-
leaping dragon state for a
completely
set time.
possible for them
In
to
this state, using an attack
him super
causes
busted
Inbibitor
by,
Lunae
like,
to lunge
changing
forward
how
to
his
set distance
point
and strike
system
all
works
enemies he comes into contact
with
with.
certain items.
Entering battle
Pretty
in
sure it's
this
probably
way
something
allows
related to that
Inbibitor
in his
Lunae to acquire
spell.
a set amount
bet
of
it's probably
Squama
easy.
Sacrosancta.
And lo, such is the frightful power of the High Elder. Now that we've introduced Secret Strength Dan Heng, let's move on to an old friend of ours, the Master Diviner, Lady Fu Xuan.
Now, this one I'm interesting about how she has a preservation unit, because I said before, as I have Japard, I'm like always wondering / stressed on how she performs. Like, worst case scenario, I could just have her on the other team. Hopper animation. Ooh. Wow, that's such a long enemy. Well, it feels like it's
Her
long.
first encounter with the Trailblazers was pretty impressive.
From high above, amid a hail of bullets, came the words.
Your every move has been foreseen.
And
By the
Andre,
Omniscia.
don't make it fall.
Okay, you gotta admit, her bullet deflection game is on point. But I wonder, how'd she fare against a Star Knot, though?
Oh yeah, I can't see her
Hey,
swatting one of
sorry.
those out of the sky.
That's probably like
Fu
a
Xuan might have
some
something to
space
say
battleship.
about that.
Oh, okay.
Our hexagrammatic position is fluctuating between the Earth and water trigrams. What do we have to fear? Let us counter this menace directly with the might of the Xianzhou.
Oh, Susheng translation. Hexagram says let's do this.
You know, I
Thank you,
think the
Susheng.
Divination Commission would
Sometimes we
benefit
need
from having
a lot done
Susheng as a
again.
translator.
Yes.
The omniscia on Fu Xuan's forehead is a mysterious instrument that allows her to calculate her every move in advance. However, the immortal bodies of the Xianzhou natives exhibit adverse reactions to external augmentation. While the omniscia may grant her incredible computational abilities, it also causes her pain and exhaustion.
Well, with great power, you know the rest.
Don't say the
explains
rest, that's
Fu Xuan's
copyrighted.
reliance on bubble tea then, huh?
I wonder, can it have a
She
phrase
drinks like 10
copyrighted?
cups of Immortals
I guess
Delight
that'd be
a day.
plagiarism.
no.
Hey, that sounds like gossip to me. What if Immortal's Delight is just heckin' delicious?
I suspect it is, though I'm sure the sugar helps. Running the Divination Commission and divining the fortunes of the Xianzhou, it's an exhausting gig.
Alright, Anjali's right.
Always being
No
on duty
more
is
bubble tea
exhausting.
Gossip. By way of apology, how about I treat everyone to 10 cups of Immortals Delight after the show?
Yes! Now we're talking.
Oh god, please don't talk
Let's
about
talk about
food.
bubble tea
I haven't
then.
eaten breakfast.
It's time to
so
take
I'm
a
out
look
here.
at how the Master Diviner
Ngi.
showcases her abilities on the battlefield. Fu Xuan is a quantum type character.
Oh, I see
following
stacks.
the
Is that-
path of preservation.
The quality's kind of bad, but
Where
there's
other
I see
path of
2 stack
preservation
counters.
characters mainly use shields for defense. Fu Xuan takes a different road.
Precisely. After using her skill, Fu Xuan activates the Matrix of Prescience, which lasts for a set number of turns. This allows Fu Xuan to absorb some of that damage for her allies. When the Matrix of Prescience is active, it grants the knowledge effect to the entire team, increasing characters' max HP and crit rate. Fu Xuan's talent offers a variety of effects. Firstly, Fu Xuan can provide a permanent misfortune avoidance state, reducing the damage taken by the entire team. Secondly,
So
when
it's like
Fu Xuan's
Traveler-
HP drops
not
below a
Traveler.
set
This ain't
percentage,
Genshin.
she recovers a set percentage of HP.
POV, you're Fu Xuan's enemy. Why are my attacks healing her?
That's not all. Fu Xuan's ultimate deals quantum damage to all enemies, but it also increases the frequency of her talent's HP restoration effect. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, Fu Xuan's technique can grant a barrier for the whole team that lasts for a set duration. During exploration, the barrier blocks all enemy attacks, thereby preventing battles that would otherwise have triggered in this way. Her technique also activates the Matrix of Prescience automatically at the start of the next battle.
That's our Master Diviner.
Okay,
Reliable
interesting.
and determined.
Think of it as a
No
silly
wonder she got her
alternative.
sights
You want to
set on
skip
the
battles.
generalship. See, her style is very different to Jing Yuan's, but being a defensive backbone for her team is
Okay, so
equally
her
respected.
thing is kind of like a
And you won't find her gardening or playing chess
it's
on
kind
the
of
job
like
either.
that one destruction buff in the simulator.
I didn't say it.
We're moving swiftly on to our final character. It's time we introduced a young girl from Bellaba, Lynx Landau.
It's time. We have our quantum team completed. Oh, she has a pickaxe. And a giant can of sardines, presumably. Okay. That is, now, I've definitely learned to
Surname
take larger
ring a
pills as
bell?
I've grown up, but
You
that is
got it.
one large
She's
pill.
the younger sister of Serval and Japard Landau.
You know, is it just me, or should everyone in the overworld be taking tips from Lynx? She's the only person I've seen who's dressed for the eternal freeze. Like,
That
aren't the
is
majority of
true.
Belabagians frost-resistant or something?
I think those geomarrow heaters keep the temperature relatively comfortable within the confines of the city.
Oh, so Lynx's winter gear is for venturing outside the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got it. Lynx
She
has
definitely
always been
looks
drawn to
like
the
cozy in that
horizon.
outfit, though.
The centuries-old records of Jarilo VI's vibrant past, the beautiful auroras described by her teachers, the heroic tales of the Landau family. All of it pertains to the world beyond the city walls, where the Belabagians call the snow plains. Compared with her sister's enthusiasm and her brother's seriousness, Lynx is somewhat introverted and comfortable with solitude. She often ventures
Honestly,
out
she
alone
like
into
us
the
for real,
perilous
for
snow
real.
plains, which has allowed her to hone her wilderness survival skills.
she's gonna be the world's smallest
Alright,
survival
I wonder what's her
expert.
gimmick. Is she gonna have a cleanse?
Now, she
She
may
gonna
be small, but she
Have a
packs
regen
punch.
built in?
Let's dive right in and see just how powerful this Snow Plains Explorer
Or is she gonna
really
be different than
is.
other abundance characters that
Yeah,
give other buffs?
Lynx is a quantum type character following the path of abundance who provides a variety of healing for her team. Her skill can restore HP to a single ally and grant them survival response for a set number of turns, boosting their max HP. If an ally with survival response follows the paths of destruction or preservation, the likelihood of them being targeted by enemy attacks increases.
Okay.
Increased enemy aggression? Guess they're not fans of whatever's in that tin.
Okay. That's very cool, since for it being
can't say
class
that I
specific,
blame them.
guess. Or path
Looks
specific.
like fermented herring? Who's my favorite? You guys want to try some?
No.
Okay, the max HP part is
No.
similar to
Can
one
we
of
forget about the
Riley's
contents of the
faces.
tin? This is a useful ability.
But it doesn't
I'll
seem like
say
you actually
this.
have to hit max
Directing
HP
enemy
for it
aggression
to work.
towards characters who can take a hit is kind of genius.
Does she have any edible tricks up her sleeve?
That kind of, I don't know if
This
that really
one
works with
looks
Fu
safe for
Xuan though, because
consumption.
Fu Xuan already
Lynx's
redirects
ultimate
damage.
restores health too
Oh,
and
well, I guess
dispels one defense
worst case Fu
from
Xuan will
each
carry.
ally.
That thing's huge!
I know. Yo, talk about a hard pill to swallow, huh?
Yeah.
Anyone? Sarah? No? Anjali?
See, I'm just wondering how she even fits it in her backpack.
Sometimes
It's the
big things come in
it's the
small
it's the forbidden
packages.
bag.
You know, I
They
forgot
just
to
carry
mention
infinite amounts of
Lynx's
space.
talent. It can grant a continuous healing effect to targets of her skill and ultimate for a set number of turns.
Oh, okay, she has
This
a regening
effect will
trace. That's
further
great.
restore a set amount of HP to characters with survival response. Similarly, her technique can also grant a continuous healing effect for a set number of turns, but to the entire team. Talk about being a reliable healer.
That's our little Snow Plains Explorer. We can all breathe a little easier with her on the team.
Okay, I talked over her
Well,
ultimate description,
that
so
concludes our new
I probably
character introduction.
probably missed some stuff.
Next up, let's take a look
But
at
it
the
seemed like he
brand
gave
new
everyone the
5-star light cones
max HP
coming to the
effect.
warp in version 1.3.
Oh, how does the light
To get
cones
us
look like?
started, how about a path of destruction light cone, brighter than the sun?
Yeah.
Is there anything brighter than the sun?
If there is, we should tell Inbibitor Lunae about it. Someone needs some vitamin D.
Hey, come on. He's looking pretty good for a man suspended in chains. You know what I mean?
Okay, Danhan, that's not my kink.
Fair point. Now, on to a path of preservation light cone.
Poor girl. Everything changed in an instant.
Thrown suddenly into an endless reliance on bubble tea.
Oh, speaking of bubble tea, Albert, any chance we can fast track that offer? Yeah.
No. Now, during the first phase of version
Oh, Danhan's
1.3 in the
first.
character warp, Epical Spectrum, Trailblazers
calling
can obtain
Asta
the limited
and March.
5-star character Don Hung and Inbibitor Lunae.
You know what?
And in
That's-
the
it's
corresponding
not too
light
bad.
cone
I
event
don't
warp,
have
the
them
drop
maxed
rate
out.
of the 5-star light cone
Asta
brighter
had a
than
C4,
the sun will
so
be
it's
boosted.
not too bad.
During the second phase of version 1.3 in the character warp, foreseen, foreknown,
Oh, of course I put the
foretold,
quantum with the quantum.
Trailblazers can obtain
Look,
the limited
Impella.
5-star character Fu Xuan. Not to mention
That's not too bad either.
the 4-star
I can
character
CBT
Lynx,
free
who
the final
also
closed
be
beta.
joining the
I
warp.
had a maxed out
During
Pella,
the
but I never ended
corresponding
up
light
using
cone
her.
event warp, the
But
drop rate of the
currently in the
5-star
game,
light
I only have
cones
C
she
free
already
Pella
shut
and
her
C1
eyes
Pella
will be
or
boosted.
C0 Pella, or not C, E0. Tell you what, it's
And
not
that's all she
constellations.
wrote on light cones and warps. But don't leave just that now. More exciting updates are right around the corner.
Alright, and we have our second code. So now what, they're going to talk about events and stuff. So is there no new story? Because they didn't announce it at the start. Unless they announce it later. Well, either way. So far looking good. Okay, they didn't. Well, I don't know. They probably might announce if there's any new enemies. They'll probably announce it during. Maybe don't. I don't remember how the last live stream went. They'll probably announce it in a different section. so I gotta figure out divvy up stuff.
Welcome back, dear viewers. Let's pick up where we left off. In the preceding story, and thanks
Oh,
to the
okay, we do have
collaborative
the
efforts
Trailblazer
of
mission.
Genuine
Cool.
and Don Hung, Fantilia was banished and the Ambrosial Arbor crisis was resolved. And yet, as the dust settles, easing the fears of the citizenry becomes a new priority.
Rightly so. Helping
So this
people
looks
get
like
back
a
to their old
bit more
lives
chill
is a
Trailblazer
big part
mission.
of rebuilding.
And more often
So
than
it
not,
feels like
responding
maybe
to a
a bit of an
disaster is
epilogue.
trickier than preventing one.
In version 1.3, the Trailblaze mission obsequies performed, a long road ahead will reveal a glimpse of the Xianzhou's recovery efforts. We'll also be seeing the likes of four
Four
new
companion missions?
missions.
Holy.
The Dragon Returns Home, Total Recall, Farther Than the Snow
Okay,
Plains,
I think
and
Luke ever
Lohasle.
expected to renew characters,
In the
but
Dragon
I
Returns
really
home,
March.
we find Don Hung in the turbulent wake of the Ambrosial Arbor crisis. He must face up to his past life and meet with the current Vidyadhara
I'm
High
down
Elder,
with a March.
Lady Bai Lu.
If any
Meanwhile,
quest.
in Total Recall, March 7th makes a big decision. Having witnessed the wonders of the Matrix of Prescience Ultima, she decides to ask Fu Xuan for the Matrix's help in rediscovering her past.
Ooh,
Farther
that's
Than the
spicy.
Snow Plains focuses on the youngest
I'm gonna
member of
guess
the
that you're gonna
Landau
give us
family.
more
Lynx
questions than
returns from an
answers.
expedition with something troubling her, and her siblings, Serval and Japard, are at a loss to help. They decide to seek the assistance of none other than the Trailblazer.
And last but
Okay.
not least,
Not gonna lie,
Lohasle.
there's a lot more
Wildfire
story stuff for
member
me to
and
go
Fight
from that
Club
vibe.
reigning
But-
champion
boy.
Luca has returned to Boulder Town. He wastes no time in inviting the Trailblazer and Zila to help him in completing a special bout of training.
Ooh, nice cinematic
Training run?
read there, Albert.
My
I'm getting
man.
goosebumps.
Oh, those names are so intriguing. I feel like these missions will answer a lot of questions. Like, why is Bailu the current Vidyadhara High Elder? And is March 7th truly as many people suspect?
This is hardly the domain of unverified rumors. Ours is a serious program.
Serious?
Yeah, they're
More like
they're
bubble
really
tea
tapping
gossip
or
central.
making fun of
Oh,
leakers.
Speaking of bubble tea,
Mm.
fine, I'll wait.
In our next segment, we'll be talking version 1.3
Oh, we got the new event.
Exalting
What's that
Sanctum's
last
Aurum
item?
Alley was once a hub of
Looks like a
commerce and
car.
crowds, but has gradually fallen into obscurity over the last millennium. The blink of an eye for a long-life species.
Is that free
And now,
Sushan?
as the
See a Sushan card.
IPC's corporate interference encroaches upon the Lao Fu, the people sense danger, are striving to breathe new life into old trades. In the Aurum Alley's Hustle and Bustle event, Trailblazers are thrown right into the action with an opportunity to influence the alley's ultimate fate.
Wait.
Oh, at least I can
what do we
finally get my
need to do
E1
exactly?
Sushan that I've been chasing
Shops of
forever.
numerous sizes can be found in the newly reopened Aurum Alley district. By arranging cargo shipments and
Okay, so
planning
that's the
logistics
new-
routes, Trailblazers
area.
can accumulate funds. These funds can be used to
Oh, what the
progressively
fudge?
revamp
This
the
looks
urban
dankies.
landscape of Aurum Alley, helping it return to its
know,
former
I
glory.
actually had fun with the
By
management
achieving
thing in
goals in
the
this limited time event,
management
players can earn
museum
self-modeling
event
resin,
back in
tracks of
1.1.
destiny,
So this might be
stellar
fun.
jade, and 4-star character Fu Xuan.
Nice.
Following this limited time event, Aurum Alley will remain in the game as a permanent mode. This mode includes rewards such as the Aurum Alley themed phone wallpaper, Ingenium Dreams.
What?
Phone paper.
That's something we haven't seen before?
Wallpaper.
That's right. Phone wallpapers are a new
Oh, it's
feature
the
being
name
added
cards
to
of this
version
game.
1.3. Trailblazers can browse and replace their
Oh, no.
wallpapers
They're
using
coming
the
into the game.
in-game mobile menu.
Okay, but at least it doesn't seem
so
like
pretty.
a battle pass thing like it is in
Isn't it?
Genshin. I
All
kind of
right,
like that.
folks, it's time to talk about a big update to the simulated universe.
Ah, finally! I thought for a moment you might have accidentally left it out.
Hey, Steven is back.
Cheek! How could I, your humble living servant, make you wait?
I mean, we're still waiting on those bubble teas.
Once
so...
again, her looking
I'm just
badass
saying.
as
In
always.
any case, the update is the collaborative effort of 4 genius minds. They call it Simulated Universe, the Swarm Disaster. They completed a broad spectrum of structural renovations purely to investigate the fall of an eon.
The swarm disaster. Sounds like it might have something to do with.
Right. I forgot. They said they were adding a new
What is that eon's name again? Tazy something?
Tazeroth.
Tazeroth, the
Or
eon
Tazeroth.
of propagation.
Oh.
That's the one.
Interesting. What motivated Herta and her team to research the Imperator Insectorum?
Ooh,
Oh, if it's an
tell ya.
Aeon, she'll dip
From
her
the
toes
story
into
so
it.
far, we've heard that the propagation once caused a major swarm, which spread throughout the universe. This eventually caught the attention of multiple eons who united to eradicate it. This event involved more eons than any other recorded event in history, which of course makes it an excellent research subject.
So that's how it is.
In order to delve into this complicated history, Herta and her team have developed various new methods of exploration. In Simulated Universe, the Swarm Disaster, the
Whoa,
stage
that's a
maps
cool
will appear
background.
in a format similar to a chessboard. Trailblazers will need to navigate through randomly generated domains and tackle a variety of challenges before making it to the deepest parts of the simulation.
I'm assuming these
Whoa, that's a lot of
geniuses
charge.
had
What the
more
fuck?
in mind than simply maneuvering around a grid.
Right you are. In order to simulate the experiences of different path
Oh,
striders
yeah, that's a cool
and
looking,
resonate with the eons, a brilliant mind named Steven developed the audience die
It's a cool
and
interface.
commuting device.
Oh, audience die? Oh, come on, Albert. That's not a nice thing to say to the audience.
Die as in singular for dice.
Okay.
It has to do with the eons bestowing random gifts upon pathstriders. Before progressing each turn, use the commuting device to roll the audience die. This will generate special effects for the current turn.
Oh boy,
These
we
special
do love our
effects might
gacha.
provide our team with powerful buffs, or alter the chessboard in some way, or even create further variables for subsequent actions. The chessboard and grids are superficial. The true intent of the geniuses is to delve into the mysteries of the eons. Each exploration will encompass 3 planes corresponding to Imperator Insectorum's emergence, expansion, and demise. Trailblazers will encounter simulated historical events during these phases, and different responses will lead to different outcomes.
But do these simulations really recreate the truth?
The official response is that due to the many historical unknowns, all potential outcomes are valuable. The data helps us infer the most
I
probable
wonder
truth.
if this is only for the
And
event, or
the
if this is something they're
unofficial
changing
response?
to the whole sim universe in terms of
Madam
like
Herta said,
interface and
and I
stuff.
quote,
I know they did a major
"You
haul
can't
between
prove that the past wasn't like this, can
CBT2
you?"
and CBT3.
How exceptional. Undeniably a
Oh,
genius.
wow, they brought this back.
Madam Herta has also developed a path space for the express purpose of enhancing the resonance between trailblazers and their paths. As a trailblazer, every action you take that aligns with your path during exploration can help you to obtain path energy, leading you closer to the eons.
And what can we expect when we get closer to the eons?
Now, once you have sufficient
no.
path energy,
Tree.
you'll be able to unlock specific buffs and the chance to interact directly with the corresponding
Our
eons,
Maybot has a different color.
thereby uncovering their part
Oh, that's
in
end of the
the
order?
swarm disaster.
Okay, so we've been
Oh,
hearing
didn't
those
End of
words
the
a
Order
lot,
get
but none of this
assimilated
feels
with
swarmish or
Sheepade Harmony?
disastery enough to me.
Say
It's-
no
that's-
more.
It's cool design.
In the final domain of the third plane of each exploration, trailblazers will encounter
Oh,
a brand
yo.
new enemy.
We got
the
bugs.
Swarm True Sting. True Stings have the ability to divide and create more swarms. If not dealt with promptly, the entire battlefield will eventually be overrun by the swarm. Sufficiently swarming? Suitably
Oh no, not
disastrous?
splitting it.
Yeah, okay, that's plenty. Gives me the creeps just thinking about it.
Finally, upon clearing Simulated Universe, the Swarm Disaster, the brand new path of propagation
Basic
will be
attack, yeah.
unlocked within the Simulated Universe.
Hey, what a roller coaster. That's a big update, all right.
And big updates.
No, if people are
need
really
big
gonna choose that
rewards.
over everything
Take
else.
'em.
Obviously, I'll do it just to
Aside
get the
from Stella
completion.
Jade and numerous other materials, the Swarm Disaster rewards include 2 self-modeling resins.
Those things are rarer than rare. Are
still haven't
there
used mine.
really two up for
Because
grabs?
I haven't really been farming
You
relics
better
for a
believe
while,
it.
so I've
And
just
I
been hoarding
highly
them.
encourage Trailblazers to give it a go. Next up is the Space Station Task Force event. Revitalizing the space station is no small undertaking. If we want to speed things up, we'll need to enlist the help of a task force with special permissions. Watson has lined up all the assignments that require attention. Over to you, Trailblazers. During the event, by assembling a team that meets the requirements of specific assignments, you'll be able to earn rewards such as Stellar Jade and character experience materials.
And as the
Do love
message
Jade.
makes clear, there will be requests and assignments every day. It's almost impossible to finish them all.
Version 1.3 will also see the return of the Planar Fisher and
Again?
Garden of Plenty events. During the respective events, successfully challenging the simulated universe and calyxes
And double
can earn
calyxes
you
again?
a set
Yo,
amount
yeah.
of double rewards. At the same time, version 1.3 will unlock 2 new stagnant shadow stages, Shape of Puppetry and Shape of Abomination.
Okay, so that's
The
for
former
Dan Hung
will drop
and...
Suppressing Edict, Ascension material required for Dan Hung and Inbibitor Lunae. The latter will drop Nail of the Ape, Ascension material required for Fu Xuan.
Whoa,
Fu Xuan
all
and Lynx,
that
or
too?
just Fu Xuan.
Oh, and I'm not
They
done
said
with
Fu
you
Xuan,
yet.
so I'm gonna guess Lynx
Version
is maybe regular
1.3
quantum.
system
I don't know.
updates
I would,
are just
I'm
as
gonna wait
momentous.
before I pre-farm.
First off, after the version 1.3 update, the Trailblaze power cap will be raised from 180 to 240. Exactly the amount that regenerates in a day. Once Trailblaze power maxes out, a percentage of the surplus is converted into reserved Trailblaze power.
Ah, so in
Okay,
other
this
words,
is-
if
this
you
is
forget to
nice.
log on, you won't have wasted much Trailblaze power.
They're definitely taking the Honkai Impact route on
But
this one.
here's something else. The 1.3 update will also bring changes to the friends and chat systems, which include being able to sort your friends. And Trailblazers not currently accepting new friend requests can choose to disable them in settings. Icing on the cake, you can now send emojis in chats.
At last, bring on the pom-pom and March 7th emojis.
Yeah.
Nice. Fingers crossed for some authentic boomer material.
And of course, we have the crowd favorite, Gift of Odyssey Chicken Rewards.
Logging in for 7 days gets you 10 warps. It might just be your lucky break.
Nicholas, I admire your confidence.
Thank you.
Last but not least, Honkai Star Rail will also be a part of this year's Gamescom.
What?
What surprising updates await us?
23 to 27.
Watch this space, Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Nice.
The update's gonna happen for them,
Let's roll out
or it's gonna happen
today's
after
final
that. So
redemption code.
they'll probably show off some of the stuff that appeared on the live stream. Oop. And then the final code ASM 6CH XPR HW. Okay, and then let me repost all these codes. So all these codes again. In one message. Pretty sure someone else is gonna. Okay, that should be all free codes. I don't know if anyone's watching, but. Alright, that was 40 minutes. That's actually pretty good. Good duration for. stream.
All good things must come to an end, and so must today's special program. We've covered quite a bit about the 1.3 update. Any thoughts or feelings from our guests? What are you most looking forward to?
Man, so much to choose from, but for me, it's gotta be the characters. Dan Hung, Inbibitor Lunae, Fu Xuan, and Lynx are all special in their own way. I just hope I get lucky with the warts.
Oh, I feel
As
that,
for
Su
me,
Shang.
I'm super excited about the simulated universe update. The new gameplay and story aspects sound brilliant.
Yeah. Well, since you guys covered the obvious, I'll go for something a little different. I feel like this version's quality of life enhancements are really good. I love the Trailblaze power cap increase and the new Reserve Trailblaze power feature. They may sound minor, but I think they'll make a big difference to the experience.
Oh, totally! And I'm sure the gaming experience will keep improving as the updates keep rolling. Well, that's it for the Honkai Star Rail version 1.3 special program. As always, thanks again to all you Trailblazers for tuning in. And may our paths cross again soon.
Bye, guys!
Catch you later.
See you next time.
Bubble tea, bubble tea, bubble tea.
Fine.
Yeah.
Alright, is that... Seems like it's it. You're not gonna have a follow-up thing? I'm gonna just... Oh, I see the loading thing. Okay, it's done. Alright, cool. That was a pretty good live stream. Definitely looking forward to the update whenever it arrives, but that I'm out. I will be back later tonight with Honkai Impact to continue the Captain Verse event. And then over the weekend I'll return back to Genshin to do some more exploration. But yeah, alright. Hope everyone has a good day and I'll catch you around.